I am indeed Clarence McFerrin II. I'm one person. Yes, I'm one person. But as an educator, you would think there's 50 little people inside of my tiny, itty-bitty little body here. Yes, but I'm sure my educators out there can attest that we wear multiple hats as educators on a daily basis. And we're always faced with that magical question: how do you do it? Me, dumbfounded. Do what? How are you able to deal with all those crazy kids? I'd be in somebody's jail if I had to deal with other folks' kids. I tell you, I end that conversation with a smile and encouraging words. I basically say, you can do anything that you put your mind to. However, talk is cheap, but actions speak louder than words. Let me tell you, as an educator, it's difficult at times, but I'm not going to lie to you. It's difficult all the time, especially when you're dealing with others that you care for more than they care for themselves. Especially when you have others with varying personalities, coming from different socioeconomic backgrounds and cognitive abilities, because I am indeed, what? One person. As an educator, it's very difficult. There are more withdrawals than deposits. So you can only imagine how I feel and my fellow educators feel. But I have to remind myself, it is my duty to best educate those students the best way I can in order to prepare them for society, because we do have differences, but we're still a family. They're my children, they're my customers, they're my consumers. And I want to make sure this world is a better world than what it is today. So I had a more seasoned educator once tell me, if you do not take care of yourself, you can be replaced. I agree, especially once I found myself in the emergency room with Bell's palsy. That woke me up in my mid-20s. That really woke me up. And another time when I ended up in a psychiatric institution for mental illness, all because I have a heart and I care. By show of hands out there, how many of you have been faced with adversity or had a situation that you had a difficult time solving? It's not rhetorical. Okay, I see. Very interesting, very interesting. Over 400 years ago in this country, slavery existed. It was a very inhumane time in history. And I must say, those slaves experienced adversity, just as some of you raised your hands moments ago. Very interesting. Those slaves were not only held captive physically, they were also held captive mentally. Yeah, that was true. See, Carter G. Woodson states in his book, In the Miseducation of the Negro, when you can control a man's thinking, you do not have to worry about what he'll do. Mind over matter. See, I remember growing up as a young male adolescent in the Bible Belt South. I was faced with adversity, dealing with the social constructs and social issues of what should be, could be, or not be. And then I had to recall, I have all of these standards that I have to live up to, and notions that were passed down from generation to generation to generation. So theoretically, if you were a male dancer, that meant that you're gay. It also meant that eventually you would get AIDS. Now, do you think that's fair or wise to say to a young adolescent, just think about it? So I grew up dancing in front of mirrors, in the bathroom, in the bedroom, mimicking the things that I saw on television because I was afraid of being criticized. I was afraid of being bullied. I was afraid of being disowned by my own family. I also remember a time riding in the car with one of my family members, passing the local ballet company. That family member made fun of me and asked, "Do you want to be a fruity dancer prancing around in tutus?" Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words do hurt. And I laughed it off. That's what we do. We suppress our feelings and we keep moving forward because that's how we're taught. We are supposed to keep it moving. I was silenced, just like the slaves were, but they danced. They danced. See, during slavery, dance was instrumental in depicting stories along with feeling emotions and conveying ideas when words were not allowed. In fact, Dr. Joy DeGruy, she argues that when you have antiquated mentalities that linger from the past to the present, as she refers to it as the post-traumatic slave syndrome. You should look that up so you can further research how those antiquated mentalities are actually present today. See, now the students are afraid to express themselves. They are afraid to be who they are. They are afraid to just explicitly be you. These students are taught now in today's educational world that you must shut up, sit down, look, listen, and learn. Therefore, they have become accustomed to feeling inferior. They feel afraid that they can verbalize what they need to say. Now, believe me, I said it once before, actions speak louder than words. Now, when that educator gets that unruly student who's boisterous, in fact, all they have to do is to tap into those multiple intelligences and allow that student to get up and dance.
Dance is it's everything, actually, to me. It's something that I love to do. It's a passion. When you dance, you really have just a fun time. You just forget everything. The only thing that you're focusing on is the music, and it's an escape. It made me a lot more confident, because when I was little, I used to walk around my head down, really didn't talk, because people didn't really just see me. But now, since I've started dancing, my personality is just out there. It relieved a lot of stress. It helped me cope a lot. I used to write, but I could never really express my words the way I can express it in a dance. I feel like Mr. McFerrin loves me, actually. And I love Mr. McFerrin. He has helped me a lot. When I came in here, I was kind of boisterous. And he taught me to put that into my movement, put it into the dance, put it into the song. Whatever you're going through, pause it and release it through your movement. So he's really taught me how to calm down and just let my dance do the talking. He's a very therapeutic person. I push myself more to, I gotta make sure I read this, I gotta make sure I write that, because if I don't, the stuff that I really wanna do is not gonna even matter. I gotta make sure my grades are just on point. I really have something worth me fighting for. Dance is full of expression. It really helps you through anything that you need. So I'm very appreciative.
According to the American Psychiatric Association, 1 in every 5 adults suffer from a mental illness. Whether that mental illness is diagnosed or undiagnosed, it usually stems from childhood and festers over time. Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Post-traumatic stress disorder. Severe depression. Anxiety. Bipolar tendencies. Freedom. Thank you, thank you. Many cultures participate in dance during ceremonial traditions as well as cultural celebrations. Thus, the art form has become a cultural fad, with many popular televised shows such as So You Think You Could Dance, World of Dance, Dancing with the Stars, Bring It, Soul Train. You have Fame, Dance Moms. But why dance? The National Dance Education Organization states that dance has many benefits. You have physical development. You have emotional, psychological health and maturity. You have social awareness. You also have cognitive development. The mind is a terrible thing to waste. And what better way to save it? That's not rhetorical. Dance. That's correct. Good job. You got it. All right. So you have to dance. Now remember, I am 1 in 5 adults who suffer from mental illness. Despite all of the pills that initially aided me in my journey to mental liberation, I do what? I dance. That's correct. Good job again. All right. So I dance. Now, I want you to remember to what? Dance, dance, dance over matter. Because dance is medicine. Dance is healing. Dance is freedom. Dance is the future. Thank you. Thank you.